This computer. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all again. Thank you for tuning in. It's Michael Waterford again with the Backroads of Appalachia. I'm the marketing and ad sales coordinator, have been since December. Thrilled to be coming to you now with more updates about the Backroads and how we're continuing to grow and evolve and maximize our impact on our communities we serve. We're here again today with our second logo update for the Backroads of Appalachia, and I'm really excited to share it with everybody. This is a big one. This is the title flagship logo for the Backroads of Appalachia. So if you remember last month, we announced the new logo for the Appalachian Overland Triangle. It's been implemented. Slowly but surely everywhere across all our platforms. And with today's announcement, we'll look to start updating the BOA logo in all its many places. So we're really excited to share with you what we've come up with. Again, with me is Ryan Irvin. We have been working together on this with the Backroads team and getting their input. And I'll turn it over to him. He's going to give a little presentation on the context around the updates. And yeah, we really hope you like it. So with that, I'll turn it over to Ryan.
Yep. So awesome. I'll share my screen here and we can just jump right in. Um, all right. So yeah, this was a really fun one to work on. And I felt like the pressure was on because it is the parent logo. It is the flagship brand for this organization. And we wanted to get it right. And we feel like we did. So, looking at the original logo, there are some things that it has a lot of detail. It has a couple of different typefaces. It has that piston in the middle, which I think communicates to some folks, but not as broad of an audience as we might have liked. And so a couple of things we did is we just really simplified this. We got rid of some of the detail. We just made it more of a flexible logo for modern digital use. Drum roll, please. The next slide is the new logo.
Hey!
And so yeah, it's very simple. We didn't want to redesign this logo just to simplify it. We wanted to make sure that it was clearer and stronger and more useful in real world use, especially in digital space. And as you can see, we worked to replace that piston with a road, and I think the road makes a lot more sense conceptually. And it is a road going through a valley, essentially, with the way that the wings are structured. And so it makes a lot of sense for Backroads of Appalachia. So this is the logo on a dark background. And then here's the version of the logo for the white background. And as I kind of go back and forth, they're very similar. We just I really felt like the road itself needed to stay dark. And so and we'll see a few different color variations here in a minute. But a couple of things that it did is that, we kept all of the type the same scale, the same font size. That means when it's scaled down, it's still clear and legible. Uh, Going into color, we really worked to keep the color palette tight on this one, just to sort of build the brand awareness um, and then at the bottom there on the right, you can see the condensed version of the logo, which is just the BOA. Inevitably, people will call it BOA, just to shorten the words Backroads of Appalachia. And so we felt like we wanted a version of the logo that could support that as well.
It's really clean and I love how it looks. But I want to talk quickly about
Mhm.
one, how it honors the last logo. I think it's clearly still the Backroads logo.
Mhm.
But another touch point that we didn't mention was how, the mission of the Backroads of the BOA is, economic and workforce development, moving forward to elevate the economies of like coal impacted communities and being able to utilize motorsport to do that is a clear way forward. And the fact that the road kind of goes off into the distance and it's moving forward through the valleys of Appalachia, I think really like hits the mission of what we're trying to achieve with the greater goals of the backroads. And so, while the piston, everybody will still see it around, we're still going to utilize the older logo every once in a while. Um, I think the road moving forward into the future, if you will, I think really represents our mission as well as while still honoring the last logo. So I'm really excited about what you did there. And for those who like the piston, it won't completely go away. So it's nice that we'll always be able to call back. We're going to keep it flexible.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, and it is the road is very symbolic of Backroads of Appalachia and where they're going. It was sort of an aha moment for me and my team to realize, oh, a road could work really well there as the negative space between the two wings. So it was kind of an exciting moment. There were some high fives in the office when we figured that one out. So
Rightly so.
um, here is the logo really small at the bottom because it's going to be a little stamp at the bottom of a video at times, and we wanted to make sure that it was still legible. It also works for wayfinding.
Anybody that knows about the AOT property knows that we're going to need some wayfinding.
Yep. And then also the shortened version of the logo, I think works really well for social media and some merch and sticker stuff too. But really, right here, for example, the profile image on YouTube, uh, there's no reason to put the full logo in there because it says Backroads of Appalachia right next to it. So that
Mhm.
symbol and then the words Backroads of Appalachia next to it really kind of, builds that brand awareness when they're working together that way. Here's the shortened version on a patch. And then here are some colors
Like,
and just some mock-ups. I really love how this logo can, it does have rugged qualities, even though it's so clean and contemporary. I think the best way to see the logo is when it's interacting with dust and mud, and like it is one of those logos that can get dirty and still be legible. And so I think that a patina on this logo is gonna work wonders.
absolutely.
And
And anybody that rides off-road knows the rig looks better dirty anyway. So I think this fits right in.
yep. And then so here it is with the Appalachian Overland Triangle branding, and you can kind of see how we're starting to form a bit of a family here. I think the Backroads of Appalachia is the parent brand, and then there's going to be a lot of sibling brands around it, and we have kind of a structured, established look and feel that we're going to continue with here. So here are different versions of the logo, different variations.
Black and the gold and the whites, very clean.
Yep. And here is a mock-up like of a sticker on a helmet and a finish line, a mock-up of a finish line. Um, and I really love this one. This is just a spare tire cover for a Jeep. Um, but this is, I think, a good way to show the brand. It does look nicer when it starts to get dirty a little bit. So,
Yeah, yeah. All the overlanders will be going for the greens and the golds, and it'll fit right in. Yeah.
yep. So really, that's it. I think, this is kind of short and sweet, but I'm really proud of the work that we've done, and I think this is going to be a good next step for the Backroads of Appalachia.
It's really exciting. I think the overarching way forward. The I'm not finding my words well, but and every way, Backroads of Appalachia is elevating. It's a growth period for the BOA. The AOT property is going live this year. Lots of events happening. Lots of impact. Last year I think we measured somewhere over $90 million of impact in coal impacted communities. This year we're on target to blow that out of the water. Things are really exploding, and I think our imagery needs to grow with us. And I think that this represents all the different types of motorsport that we're into, from drift cars to rally cars to, dual sport motorcycles, adventure bikes, and side by sides, and overlanders, and everyone in between. I think can find a use case for these and appreciate slapping them on their bumper or their helmet. And I think it's going to really elevate the brand. So I wanted to say thank you, Ryan, for all your constant effort and heavy lifting with this, and your patience with us as we went back and forth with the whole team. Um, I am excited to, drum roll please, to make a switch because we've been working on this for a while, but I'm going to, drum roll, make a change. Boom, new background for Michael. And with that, we'll let everybody go. Keep this one short and sweet. Up next, we're excited to, we can just go ahead and announce it. We're going to be working on a fresh 24 Hours of Appalachia logo. So anybody that loves those events, there's I think 8 this year. Be on the lookout for some fresh logos and some fresh swag for that too. So thanks again, Ryan, and we will let everybody go. Thanks for
Yeah,
watching.
thank you all so much.